AAA epics are the must-have dish to dine on at the moment. The PlayStation 4 has a smorgasbord of major titles that sport beautiful artwork, strong game design, and narratives gaming grandchildren will be hearing about for years. Sometimes smaller titles need a time to shine though, and CounterSpy, a side-scrolling stealth action downloadable outing, hopes to bring the portable fun of your Vita to your living room as well. The question though is, can CounterSpy sneak into our hearts and give us an espionage side distraction to remember, or is this one game that was poorly shaken rather than lovingly stirred?
All personnel advised, due to the recent workplace accidents, bathrooms have been declared hazardous to your health.
In CounterSpy, you play as, well, a spy, tasked with stopping the world's two major superpowers before they race to release nuclear missiles targeted at the moon? The game follows a pretty comedic but paper-thin story that can take you around 2 hours to complete. Its ending is also around 10 seconds long, that actually kinda makes me sad. Oh. While the militaristic globetrotting is a short endeavour, obviously granted for it being an indie downloadable title for the handhelds, CounterSpy makes up for its narrative shortcomings with its strong improvisational gameplay and level generator to make every mission and campaign a partly brand new adventure.
Take him out! Huh? Who's there? Look alive, soldiers!
Throughout CounterSpy, you travel between a two-sided selection of the Socialist Republic and the Imperialist States, both sporting their own industrial theme and also wearing an opposing colour system of red and blue. Picking a side per mission involves breaking into the selected compound, stealing faction launch data, and ultimately lowering the military's DEFCON level in hopes of not having its leader slam hard on the big ol' red button. The overall conclusion is to steal this launch data from both sides and fill up a progress meter that will ultimately allow your agency to destroy both sides' weapons and end the Cold War against the moon. I can't believe it's the moon. Anyway, choosing missions isn't that simple though, as throughout CounterSpy, each task you partake in presents its own rewards and length goals. For example, will you sabotage the Imperialists and get 2 pieces of data? Or what about the Republic, who this time have 4 pieces? Well, obviously you want more data, so go Republic, but wait, hold your horses there, Sally, because even though you'll progress less by choosing the Imperialists, they also have $2,000 of loot for purchasable gadgets along with blueprints for prototype weaponry. This is where CounterSpy begins its path of user-dependent options, and each mission offers something differently beneficial per side, including officers to interrogate to lower DEFCON levels, or formula plans and mentioned blueprint pieces to buy tools that might just make missions in the future that much easier. When entering missions, each base is built through CounterSpy's random level generator. Every base is different, and even after 3 playthroughs, I was still finding new types of combinations as I played. There is repetition and reused assets of course, but it's forgivable for its size and budget. The art style that borrows a very Team Fortress 2 inspiration is also charming for its intended effect, and everything fits perfectly in place, right down to its cel-shaded core.
Calling in. We have
Gameplay in CounterSpy focuses on 2 things. First being its very basic stealth platforming of dodging cameras and snapping necks, and second being its 2.5-dimensional cover-based shooting. Both work really well, and thanks to its randomized encounters, it is up to you to solve its combat-based puzzles. Enemies patrol differently per room, and come in bundles of rocket launcher troopers, shotgunners, elites, armored soldiers, and grenadiers. If one spots you, then all of his friends will be alerted, and you must quickly dispatch all of them, while also risking your health. If you take it slowly though, and analyse their patterns, then things can play out much divergently. This includes silently popping headshots, blowing up groups of goons with flammable canisters, and using gadgets to turn your enemies into your very own meat weapons.
That didn't sound good. Form up! Ready to engage. Stay alert. Find the spy. Be ready. Taking fire!
This is accomplished through the game's great selection of unlockable Doom devices, like silent pistols, rifles, as well as confusion and sleeping darts, along with many more toys. The confusion dart is probably the biggest game changer, where pumping a chosen target full of toxins forces him to turn on his friends, and not only sometimes taking out an entire room for you, but also potentially having the hardest enemy killed by his allies when your own weapons just won't do the job. If situations become too dire or the enemy is left alerted or suspicious for too long, then onto the radio they hop, and instantly the DEFCON bar will rise. If it fills and completes past DEFCON 1, then it's game over, and the moon is lost. This means that missions have to be done strategically, as the smallest error might rouse the guards and ultimately kill your very squishy spy. If you do die, then competition also becomes a factor, with friendless spies being able to find your body in their own game and steal your collected intel to benefit their own wallets and progress. It's simple, fun, and will leave a competitive smirk on your face. It could have had a more in-depth style a la Splinter Cell's Deniable Ops, but as a small add-on, it's fun to take part in, especially in complementing its loner spy story. Gameplay inconsistencies do arise though, one being the odd AI occurrences, such as defeated ragdolling enemies being stuck in the environment, but also not being noticed by their buddies. The combat sections also suffer from being forced in fixed positions, so obstacles can at times block headshots and enemies entirely. It's a minor annoyance, but still feels overlooked. The game's hard mode difficulty is also partially unforgiving, but thanks to New Game Plus, you can carry your unlocks to higher difficulties, though I would still recommend playing normal twice before cockily diving into hard and beyond. All in all, CounterSpy is a small but fun downloadable title that boasts a fitting cel-shaded style. It is a shame that the story and its humour is so small in quantity, but the combat and randomisation of its mission experiences make it a fun pick up and play game for any occasion. Proxy Playthroughs gives CounterSpy a silver muffin, but what do you think of CounterSpy? Proxy would love to know, but until next time, ciao.